welcome back to Afrik Express. Today we are talking about women business and empowerment. We've been talking with Dala, who is the CEO of Dependable Healthcare Services here in Saugus. And Dala has been, actually, Dala was an engineer who basically switched over to healthcare to start her own business. And she's been in business now for about 8 years. And she, not only did she switch, but she also got into a job where she actually created employment for other people. Dala, again, it's been nice talking to you. How many employees do you have at this point?
It's difficult to say a number. I'll give you an example. I can always say at the end of the year how many people worked for the company. Because like I said, a lot of people do, I don't know if I said this before, some people do part-time, some people do full-time. We lose clients, sometimes they die, they go to nursing homes, and they move away maybe to warmer states like Florida. But I can tell you in 2007, we had 98 people work for Dependable. Last year, we had about 58 people, between 58 and 60, work for Dependable last year. As of now, we have about 35 people on our payroll weekly. But it varies. You know, you can have 35 to you can have 40 next week, depending on what we, but I would say at least 35 people
the clients you have at a time.
Constantly working, at least 35 people
35.
weekly. Yes.
And these vary from nurses to home health aides?
Mostly home health aides and homemakers and a few nurses, a handful of nurses. And yes, it's mostly home health aides, homemakers, and companions.
So tell me, how is it now that you're working for yourself? How do you manage at home? So do you get to go see activities that the kids are doing, and do you make your own time?
I do make my own time, but it's not always as rosy. It really isn't. Sometimes I work more than 14 hours a day. Yes, it may not be in my office, but I am constantly being called. But the good thing about it is I can go watch my daughter's concert. I can go on a field trip with my daughters. I can decide to, I can take them to doctor's appointments, which was a big deal.
But it takes a lot to run a business.
Yes.
So you are really actually ended up putting in more hours, but
again,
at
my pace. Very good.
Right.
So that was another thing I forgot. When the kids had doctor's appointments, it was not always easy. Besides the concert and everything, they have to have their physicals. The child is sick and all that. You can't keep taking time. Especially when you are one parent in the house. If there are two parents, you can always work something out with your spouse and say, why don't you take them this time and I'll take them next time. So yes, I do have time now to do the appointments, to make appointments for my children and go to the concerts. But again, I put a lot into the business. I don't want anybody to be deceived and think, oh, well, she's just there. It's a lot of hard work.
Yes, because
it balances out pretty much at the end of the day.
Right. You give some and you lose some.
That's right.
You get the freedom to go
to do what I need to do. But then if I have to stay up, if I have to get a call at 6 a.m. in the morning for an emergency with a client, it's okay because I can deal with it at that time.
Right.
But again, if I have to go take a child somewhere else and I say, okay, I'll be right back, I'm not under pressure. I'm not looking at my watch constantly to see if the boss is going to be upset that I didn't get back on time.
Right.
So, it's give and take. It works out together. It's management, and you put in more, you get, just like you said, you get it from another end. But it's still hard work.
Most of all, you're creating jobs for other people.
That makes me happy,
Because this time you're not just working as an individual.
No, it's a network. Yeah. That's the thing. So a lot of people say, I work for Dala. And I say, you don't work for Dala. You work for Dependable Healthcare Service. It's a corporation.
Right.
It's an entity. So it breaks my heart when people say, yes, but I'm working for Dala. I say, no. We all work together as a team. It's teamwork. Because if you're not out there on the field doing what you do, I won't be in here. I kind of see myself as the middleman. We go get the work, you do the work, and it comes from somewhere, and we all work together as a team. And at the end of the day, we all take paychecks home, which is very nice. We're very happy about taking,
Right.
And then it's a lot of teamwork.
Yeah.
It really is. So it gratifies me, makes me happy when I see people say, okay, I got a check this week. I always tell my husband, oh my goodness, this person just started work last week. Look at that. She's up to 35 hours already. It sincerely makes me very, very happy. It does.
Yeah. What is the most difficult thing about running a small business?
Okay. I'm glad you said small business. Yeah. When I first started my business, I started in my house. I always tell people I started this business in the kitchen. But in 2007, I wasn't considered a small business owner anymore. Because we had about 58 to 65 people working every week for the company. And when we got to that stage, everything changed, because now we're paying more in taxes as far as 941s. And our payroll was just huge. It was big. I'm talking payrolls of about $25,000 every pay period. And I couldn't understand what was going on. I would come in the office and I would look and say, where did all these people come from? There were people I didn't know anymore. And that was okay. That part of it was okay.
Growing.
It was growing. But at that time, I don't think I was ready for that growth. This is honestly speaking, because with that growth came a lot of changes. Financial burdens. I was no longer, the government didn't consider me small business anymore. I was not even a medium-sized business at this point. I had 3 full-time employees, a full-time nurse, and this is all money coming out of your revenue.
Yes.
Because you can't do it by yourself anymore. Gone are the days where you say, oh, okay, well, I can do it. I can pick up my phone anytime. Because it's a 24/7 business.
Yes.
So that was it was scary. I wasn't ready for that growth. And because we pay our employees, and then we have to wait for our monies to come in.
Right.
Financially, it was stressful. Because we pay, it's face-to-face, and then we have contracts with people who pay us maybe, say, after 30 days or 21 days. And then when you don't get your money in 21 days, there's nothing you can do to those people. But we have a commitment to our employees.
You have to
how can you go to work and say, well, we can't pay you your money this week. You have to wait another week. So that was one of the things that, I had to sit back and say, you know what? Am I ready for this right now? Right. Do we need to go this route right now?
Right.
But it kind of worked out later, and then I'm comfortable with just about 35, 40 employees right now. We really are, because when you look at fair share kicked in, now you have to provide health insurance, and we were willing to, but that's another topic altogether. So.
Okay, well, I think we're going to be talking about that in a short. What we'll do, we'll take a short break, and we'll come back. We'll continue talking with Dala, and we'll be discussing the implications of expansion if you are running a business and suddenly you see yourself, you're growing. Now you're no longer a small business. You have to deal with the implications of paperwork and other stuff. So again, we'll take a short break and we'll come back.